Hey guys, welcome back to Leeless Tools. We're on drawer 6, the Toolbox tour. This is my main pliers drawer and also the Knipex drawer. So let's get right into it. The only two things in here that aren't Knipex is this pair of, I can get that off one-handed. These are, one second guys, these are the internal-external snap ring pliers from Channellock. You can get these rebranded, Lyle, Gear Wrench, tons of companies make them, or well, they're rebrand them. I mean, these are made in USA. These are absolutely amazing. The only downside to these is the beefy, like the jaws where the tips go in. You know, certain things you're not going to be able to fit those in, so you might still need your standard slimmer snap ring pliers, but for, I would say, 90-95% applications, these will do the trick, and they are great. And if for some reason you didn't like the spring, you can just pull it right off. And we just have this little plumbing tape thing fabricated to keep them together. So there's those, and those are in here because I use them all the time. Here is a pair of my grandpa's snap-on vacuum grips. These are hose clamp pliers. These grab onto your constant tension hose clamps, and they do a trick. I'll tell you what. These do not lock. You know, they're not the super modern fancy kind, but these are strong. He used them his whole life. I've been using them my whole life, and they've held up. I did put a little brass washer there for looks, pretty much. But yeah, that's them. They do rust up. Give them a quick wire wheel. They come back to new. So there's those guys. Where to start in here? Let's do the middle first. This is one of my most used pair of Knipex. These are the 7303 125s. They're multi-component handles. These are flush cuts. These are the zip tie kings. If you want to flush cut zip ties, this is what you need. There are other ones out in the market, Milwaukee's, Klein's, you know, tons of offshore stuff, but I bit the bullet on the price of these. They're about $45 Canadian, worth every penny. They're just absolutely great. So there's those guys. I think this might have been my first or second pair of Knipex. These are just a combination plier, cutter, bolt gripping two bolt gripping surfaces for big and tiny, and just your standard teeth. They've held up great. Don't use it for cutting much, but for grabbing small things, and even if you don't have a really strong wire, these are nice for twisting wire. They go into that smaller groove, and you can twist really nice. So there's those guys. These are the 0821 145s, made in Germany. There's those guys. Here's another pair. These are the 2140s. These are a duckbill plier. I haven't used these a ton. Mainly because most of the other pliers here can do the same thing. But there's nothing wrong with these at all. I think I might use them more if they were bigger. But yeah, there's those guys. Down here, these I've used a lot. These are the 45-degree bent, snipe nose, needle nose, radio pliers, whatever you might like to call them. Give me focus here. These are the, come on, 25 160s. These are great. Again, cutters don't get used much, but just there's so many times where you need an angle to get in behind, grab something, pull something, put something in. These are just great. There's so many purposes, mechanics-wise and otherwise. I believe actually this was my very first Knipex purchase. Got these at the Home Depot many years ago. These are the 7401-200 200 mil side cutters, diagonal cutters. They've held up great. If you look there, I did cut a live wire with these. The damage, considering what I cut, is very minor. If we squeeze, you can see the only part you can really see through is where that wire was. But yeah, these are great. You know, people say, you know, you have to have the Knipex Cobras. I think you have to have Knipex cutters too, Knipex. They're great. They hold up well, and yeah, that's what I have to say about those guys. These, one of my most used. You can see how loose they are, but not wiggly by any means, but just nice and broken in. Teeth held up great on this guy. Again, don't use the cutters much, but they do cut just fine. These are the 2611-200s. Needle nose. I love this pair of pliers. It's great. There's barely any flex in these handles. They're nice and strong. Just a great pair of needle nose pliers with cutters, mind you. Believe I got these as a birthday gift. I am not a linesman by any means, but and these have not seen much use by any means. This is a heavy pair of linesmans. They are very nice. These do cut really well with the leverage you get out the end. You can cut your like fencing wire and whatnot, mechanics wire. See how they look there. So I can't give you like a full in-depth on that guy. I haven't used it much, but there it is. This was another one of my first Knipex tools. These are the 8801-250s alligators. These are the like German channel locks essentially. They've held up great. These ones haven't been abused. The next pair I will show you has, but these are great. If you don't care for the push button of the Cobra, and you know you're a channel lock guy, whatever, get a pair of these. You'll be pleasantly surprised. They're very nice. This is my most used pair of pliers by far. This is the my tummy's grumbling, sorry guys, it's almost lunchtime. 8701-250s, the classic Cobras. They might look kind of clean right now. I did just clean them and wire wheel them a little bit ago. They, we'll say, with your Knipex, my shop is not climate controlled. It's not heated constantly. It gets hot, it gets cold. This stuff sits out here. It gets frost on it from when you come out here. It's cold, you turn on the heat. But overall, these pliers have held up great. They do like flash rust. Might have to get some ballistol or something like that to put on them. So I said these have been abused. So why can I not get that? Okay. So handles wise, there's a good chunk out of that one. Some fuzz on there. Oh, on the end there. And that's from, what was that from? Actually, I think I stuck a cheater pipe on this to turn something. So that dug in there. Don't remember what the other cut there was. These handles, if you do wipe them off after they get greasy, you just give them a quick wipe off with just a rag or even a tub of towels, even better. They do clean up nice. Jaws wise, if we can get in here, the back jaws there. You guys see that? Those teeth are kind of ruined at the far back. And those are the smaller teeth at the back of the jaws. I was trying to grab a bolt that was stuck in a bushing or something like that, and turned it with the impact, and it just ate those away. So don't do that. Pretty much any pair of pliers you do that with, it's going to happen. But they're not indestructible, but they wear extremely well. The front jaws have been used a ton. Still lots of meat there. No issues with these. I was going to say, compared to the alligators, one thing with the Cobras, if you use it, if you are a lineman, if you're down in manholes, or whatever, or if you're down in the trench and you're putting in pipe or wire, doing that kind of thing, the alligators might be better for you because this mechanism, it can, if you get mud, water, dirt, any kind of nasty schmoo in there, it can bind up and, it won't open, won't close kind of thing. But other than that, the Cobras are king. There's a reason why Mac, Matco, Snap-on, Cornwell, everyone known in existence has these. If they don't just carry them outright, they haven't rebranded for them. They are the bomb. This is a recent purchase. This is a smaller pair of Cobras. These are the 8101-180. Barely used so far. I know a lot of guys like the really small Cobras. They have the XS, 125, 150s. This is the next size up. I think in automotive, I think the 150s might come in handy. Maybe the 125s. I don't think the XS is great for automotive stuff. In the sense that there's a lot of other really small pliers that would do the trick. You don't need Cobra style jaws when you're that small, but they are great for EDC. So there's that guy. As Doc from Last Best Tools said, plier of the decade, maybe even the century. These are the Knipex TwinGrips 8201-200. I have used these. I have somewhat abused them, and they have held up fantastically. You can see the jaws there. I have used these in your vampire style to grab stripped out screws. It does work. It works great, actually. It pretty much performs as a vice grip would, but without having to deal with vice grips, as you all know how those can be. So these are absolutely great. And while we're still on these, I do really like the Knipex textured dipped handles. These are nice handles. They do grip well. If you get a nasty, slippery lube grease on you, they will slip, but otherwise they're really good. The standard plastic dip handles, they're fine. They're your old school channel lock dip feel. Nothing wrong with them, but I'm just here squeezing them and my hand wants to slip. So they're definitely not as grippy, but there's nothing wrong with them. All of these handles, well, except the little snips, have been subject to brake clean, motor oil, all sorts of different greases, and as long I don't let my tools get nasty. I wipe them off when I'm done, but no deterioration or anything like that. And last but certainly not least, the Knipex Pliers wrench. This is the 8603-250. So this has a Cobra style mechanism like that. You can see how big this guy opens. It's 52 millimeters. Now this can be used in almost any trade. I've seen a lot of welders and fabricators use these to grab flat surfaces. Here's the toolbox, so you can see you can grab right flat onto there like that. And it's great for flat surfaces. It's obviously great for nuts and bolts, fasteners. It's just a great set of pliers. This is a new set to me. Haven't been used a ton, but they're very nice. And the amount of, they're just like the Cobra. Once you grip onto something, grip onto a fastener, close her up, okay? So your fasteners, you're locked down. You only have to put pressure on this top handle with this cam lock mechanism that's there. Only have to put pressure, so you can put your whole body weight, lean on that, like, tightening something, opposite, loosening something, etc. Just a great set of pliers. Apologies for my tummy grumbling again, guys. Man's gotta eat, right? So yeah, here's that set. I do hope you enjoyed the end of the main toolbox tour and my Knipex drawer. If you did, please leave a like, comment your thoughts, opinions, criticisms, whatnots. Links to the full playlist of the full toolbox tour will be in the description, along with links to my Instagram, where I post pretty much daily. So, yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Take it easy.